Hey, so thanks for dropping by. This is my first, hopefully not last video that I'll be sharing with you guys on YouTube. Um, and yeah, my goal is to basically try and provide something a little bit different, something that's tied to my journey. I've been doing this for a year, the reselling game that is. So my idea is to bring things to the table that are a bit fresh, but different. Um, in regards to what it takes to be a reseller. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get stuck right into this. I'm going to be running this series, which is sort of like a toolbox series. I'll start with what I believe are the most important or integral tools of the trade as a reseller, and then I'll just put in other tools of the trade, not necessarily in any specific order, but these first couple are definitely going to be what you need to survive, to make it work, and to just be the best that you can be as an entrepreneur and reseller in the wide world. So, tool number one, which is the foundation of everything. It is the concrete slab under your house. If you do not focus on this tenfold, you will not be able to succeed. It's a hard truth, but it is reality. And that is your why. That's right. Simple, but it is your why. Now you're going to stop and think, well, hang on a minute. Like everyone's got a why. Otherwise, why do you do it? Dead true. That's exactly right. But it is, if you treat why as the rock, right? And you lift the rock, under that, you're going to find everything that makes your why, what drives that why. And that's what's important. So, and it's going to be different for everybody, obviously. Some people are coming into this as a side hustle. Some people are doing it full time, which is going to be myself as of now, basically. But we'll touch on that at another stage. But I started off with this as a side hustle, right? So just give you a bit of an example of how I got involved with this. So basically, you know, times have been getting tough. I've only been doing this for a year, so economy was already starting to show signs of getting tough out there. And my initial why, at a high level, was I want to do a side hustle and make a bit of extra coin, a few extra dollars on the side, which is where a lot of people will start with this. It's less common for someone to be thrown in the deep end and try and make this a full time gig straight up. But yeah, that's what it was. Now, that's my high level why. That's my rock, right? So lifting up the rock, what really is the core reason behind that why? So could even look at it as under that rock, the driver for that why was the fact that we're foster carers, right? Proud to say that, and love helping kids in need out like you wouldn't believe. It's rewarding in itself, given to these children, but that's not what this channel is about. But that is my why, was to yes, I wanted the extra funds, but why? Why do I need those extra funds? I want the extra funds to be able to provide better for these children in our care, and for the children that come in and out of our care. Because let's face it, like I don't know about any other countries, people from other countries that are watching this video, but within Australia, especially within Queensland, which is where I'm from, mate, what the government gives you is doesn't really even cover their essentials as far as we're concerned. So my wife and I we've got three daughters of our own. They're grown. Their youngest is 17. Then we've got into this fostering game. We want to foster the young kids before they're sort of 5, 7, help them with the developmental stages, and so that's what we do. And I lost my train of thought there for a bit. It's all right. I can edit this part out, I guess. But yes, so my why was to better provide for those kids in our care, and that became my key why, because if I didn't do my why, I couldn't give as much as I wanted to those kids. All right, so that's what my foundation was for that. But as you will find along your journey, those whys can change. Your whys can increase. Whys. I'm not wise, but anyway, you're wise. You're multiple wise. So, and in more recent times, my additional why, which is an even more integral driver, is to find some stability in being a reseller. Now I'm going to have to turn this into a full-time gig. Didn't see it happening this way or this soon, but it is what it is. And I'm confident in myself that I can turn this into a full-time gig pretty successfully, as well as branch out into other avenues. But I'll touch on those at a later date. So now my why also includes the fact that, well, it's going to become my primary source of income. So if that's your high level why, what's under that? Well, if I don't make that work, you know, rather than my previous why, where, okay, so I wouldn't have had the extra pocket money to put into the children and provide for them as I see they should be looked after. Now all of a sudden it becomes, if I don't make my why work, well, we don't eat, we don't pay our rent, we end up on the street. Then what? You lose this opportunity to try and make this work now. So everybody's why is going to be different. Everybody's whys are going to be at different levels of, I guess, importance or extreme. And that's just the nature of the game. But ultimately, your why is what's going to make you get up in the morning. It's what's going to make you keep wanting to improve. It's what's going to get you back up on your feet when you stumble, because reselling is not as easy as a lot of people may put out there in the YouTube world. At some point, I'm going to be recommending a whole heap of a whole heap of YouTubers, and they are all genuine. They all know exactly what they're saying, and they're not sugarcoating anything. But there are some out there that sugarcoat it, and you're gonna come into, especially early on in the piece, you're gonna be probably like, cash flow strapped, because I will recommend that the best place to start your reseller's journey as an entrepreneur is eBay. It is the strongest foundation, but it's also somewhat hard starting out. I mean, all platforms will be hard starting out, but that they sort of cap, what you can list, whether you can promote, and then they tie up your funds. So they'll keep your funds for a couple of weeks before they release them to you, which that impacts your cash flow. So, and sort of like me at first, I put a lot of my cash flow into stock to build up what I could sell, and then all of a sudden realized, well, I'm not getting that money back from eBay as soon as I need it. I needed to, you know, dig into my pocket to be able to afford the postage to get some of those initial sales out. So, there's just things like that. You can have bad buys. I've had bad buys. You can have good buys that turn into bad buys. What I mean by that, well, I've had, like a bulk buy, a haul. Let's use some CDs as an example, like a lot for a couple of hundred CDs for $50 or so. And there's some key CDs in there. That's why I bought it for. But there's some other bread and butter CDs in there too that will be great and definitely more than make up for that money that I would have spent. So of course you go pick up the lot. You're not going to be sorting through and looking at the quality of 200 discs. You're looking at whatever you can get to at the time. So I'll quickly flick through, look for ones that I know are at least bread and butter, or a few of the quality ones. Look them up. Yep, they're all good. No worries. Get them home, start cleaning, processing your goods, and then hello. There's no CD in the case. There's it's a couple of discs are pockmarked badly, so they're going to skip like you wouldn't believe. And so that's a good buy. Not the whole buy, but there's portions of that buy that were good that turned into bad, and it just happens. I've also had other things where I've bought items, like TV box sets or something that early on in the piece were worth a lot of money when I bought them, and so when I've seen them again, I've bought it off that memory, and yet that was 8 months ago. So I bought it at a slightly higher buy, knowing that I could quickly flip it based on what happened with the last one. But again, hello. Jump online. It's a saturated market for that item. All of a sudden, people have caught on to the fact that that's worth something. And, I couldn't sell it as quick and didn't make next to nothing on it. And learning curve, still comp, still research. But yeah, so getting back to the core of what this video is about, it's our first and foremost number one tool is your why. Why do you do this? Why do you get up in the morning? It's going to be also what drives you through the parts of the process that you don't necessarily like. Some people like the shopping part of it, hunting for the gems. Some people like the very end, the cha-ching part, where they're getting some coin in the pocket. Probably less people like the packing, the shipping, the labeling, but some people like those processes too. I'm one of the fortunate ones, and I don't mind all of the processes. They've all got their niches, and that's a good thing to do. You look at your why. Your why helps provide you with the visions of positivity in each part of those steps. So like, okay, so I don't necessarily love the whole going to the post office and posting stuff. And I'm a bit of an introvert at the best of times, but more so in recent times, and may touch on that at some point in time. But yeah, so but I've turned it actually into a positive, and I actually don't mind it now. So I go to the same post office. I have the same ladies behind the counter. They've got to know me. They know that I'm going there to hand over, packages that, to get my lodgements processed. And it's all automated. And so because it becomes automated, they don't really talk to you about the process. They talk to you about your day. How's your business doing? How are you doing? And you're talking to them as well, and to a point where now, I didn't do it this Christmas gone. It just sort of didn't, I guess, pronounce itself. But come next Christmas, I'm probably going to take them in a box or two of chocolates just for them to put in the lunchroom for all the ladies, just because it's become part of my day where I interact with someone, which I don't have a lot of. Not necessarily something I go out of my way to get, but it's a nice to have. And so that's a positive. Turn it into a positive, something I didn't necessarily like about the process. But coming back to my whys, this is going to be part of something I've got to do every day, and I want to do it every day. Why do I want to do it? Because my why is my driver, and then I look for a positive in it. Packing, chucking some headphones, chucking some good sounds, especially on Monday when you've got all the weekend sales going through. Sit down, start processing, packing, put on some good sounds, and just enjoy. And there's no reason why you can't, because you make this what you need it to be, and how it suits you in your routine. Anyway, I don't want to go on for too much. Appreciate anyone that's stopped by for this video. If you have any questions, by all means, please drop them down below, and I will get to them. I promise, because this is my first time here. So, and be kind, please. Well, it doesn't matter if you are or not. I'll take any form of criticism. You got to start somewhere, yeah. So, but yeah, let me know what you think. These will get smoother. They'll get better as time goes by, and I will drop another video, which is tool number 2, and it's just as integral as number 1. And yeah, I'll Madman will get back to you. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, and I guess probably important to get used to saying this at some point in the video. If you like it, please drop a like, and even a subscribe will help hugely. Much appreciated. And yeah, Madman will catch you.